What's up guys, so today we are back with another video and now we have the Malrik Halls of Illusion update. So one thing I want to tell you guys is I've been testing this for a whole day because it was released yesterday, and I want to do like a general video of the strategies you should follow, the best champs, because even though there are different multipliers, right now I have only one gem, but I have done like 20, 25. Even though there are different multipliers, the strategy will be the same. But first, one thing that people don't know, okay, and this applies both to PC players or phone players, is that once you go into the run, it says if you don't finish it, you will lose it, and you get the rewards that you get. Well, there is this thing that allows you to just, once you're into the fight, close the app. I'm not saying do the escape and end fight or whatever, just close the app. That will allow you to keep the gem, okay, and do the run once again. Also, if you're on phone, you just leave the app and close it, and it won't burn your room, so you can do it again and try to get your maximum rewards. So let's do this one, for example, which is a pretty simple one, but it will allow me to show you guys the strategy. So we always have these 4 like rows where enemies come from, right? But then we can have a boss, which is not something you will get always, and then some spawns. This spawn can be either some bombs that come from here, some archers, some whatever. There are multiple enemies. But in general, they can spawn either from this side, right here, or they will come through the lines. So this is the only thing you have to keep in mind. And so you can read this and say, well, here nobody's going to spawn, but they will say something like, on route 2, here for example, you will spawn some archers, so the archers will come through here. But this is irrelevant. I'm going to show you the best strategy based not only on the map, but the best things you can run. So this is the team that I've been running for, I'd say, literally every single run that I have done. Now you might be saying, yeah, this is pay to win. Don't worry, I will show you the alternative. So Praetus team. Praetus is here only for the Lord skill, okay, to boost the champs. He's not even needed, like you could literally remove Praetus. The thing is, you need 1 AoE damage bottom and 1 in the top. You don't really need 1 on each side, okay, on each portal, but they help quite a lot. So why do we have Praetus? Well, Praetus is here only to boost the damage of Thalen, in my case, okay? So it's not even needed, because Thalen can be replaced both by Ardea, well, let's say Thalen and Lubu, both, okay? Lubu is really solid, but you can replace him, so don't worry. Thalen and Lubu can both be replaced by Valkyria or Ardea. These are the 2 best ones, or Ares. Ares is also really good. Ares can replace like Thalen perfectly. Valk can also do it, so don't stress too much. And then the other alternatives, as I've said, is Ardea. If you don't have any of these, you can either use Volca, but it will be harder, okay? Or just try to do some single target DPS, like with a fighter, because remember, we only have 3 tiles for platform units, right here, these 3. So we really need to have good fighters for this. This is the only drawback. Immediate can also work, like I have Immediate as a second fighter, but she's not even required. Then, out of the 3 platform units, what I like to do is I like to use at least 2 healers. Why? Because if you are, let me find the Lubu, I don't find, there we go. Because even though we have 3 platforms, it's not worth it to have a ground healer, because right now the only ground healer we have is Constance, and Constance cannot keep up with both of the lanes. And also, there are some multipliers where the DPS is way too high, so you really need 2 healers. The 2 best healers, Carnelian, because Chaos are really strong here, okay? So Carnelian is really good. If you don't have her, don't worry, you can even use Hollow to give some rage to your team. You can also run, as I'm doing, Elowen as a first or second healer, even Nerissa if you don't ult, Percy, like most of the healers will work. You don't need anti-heal, so you don't need something like Artemis, so don't worry too much about it. And then some tanks. In my case, I'm running Gun. You don't even need Gun, okay? You can run Brock here, you can run, I don't know, any tank literally. Don't worry too much. And the spot that I'm keeping here, as you can see, I'm using Decimus. Why? Because some of the multipliers have some explosive bugs or like flyers that will suicide against your unit. So it's always nice to have one champ that can be placed and removed pretty fast just to keep your champs healthy, okay? So I will show you guys that I don't even have my champs equipped. Like, they are equipped of course, but they are quick equipped. They are not even like wearing proper gear. They are just, I don't even know, Magda is like whatever. She's not even running a set. She's like quick equipped. And Thalen, we can also, I can just put whatever gear you have laying around. Like I was doing arena before, so maybe I can put the one that I was using on Yuri or anything like that. I don't really care. This is good gear, okay? But of course, if you're running this and you don't have the champs or you don't have you're not able to like get the best things, just put your best gear on and try to give it a go. So the thing is, right now I don't have a good gem. Like, the only gems I have are pretty mid. Let me see what I can do. And this one is nice. And this one from Iobar, okay. So this is a level 1-1, which is pretty easy to be fair. Like, the difficulty is mostly based on the level of the gem, not the rarity, okay? So what do we want to do, like talking about most of these stages? And as I've told you guys, if you lose the fight and have someone leaking or you want to reset, don't click quit battle, okay? Just close the app. You close the app either on phone, either on PC, doesn't matter. So what I like to do is either with Lubu, Bulk, all the alternatives I've said, you put your best AoE DPS down here, okay? Then I like to put the tank right here. You can put it here, but this is what I like to do. Then I will just do the kind of same setup, AoE champ with someone to tank right here. So here I'm using Balder on top, right? So since we don't have spawns, like we don't have bombs or we have nothing like this, I will place Carnelian on top to keep Balderon low HP. You can keep Balderon at max HP with Halloween. I've tested it and it's not really a huge deal because the main DPS will be Thalen right here. So it doesn't really matter, but what I like to do is I place one healer here and one healer down the bottom. This is enough to beat like 80% of the fight. Then I will be placing Magda. You might be wondering why Magda here if she's not going to hit anybody. Well, Magda will give the penetration boost to Thalen and also to Balderon. Ideally you would use her in like Wings of Grace or Invigoration, but I didn't even care. Like, I just put whatever gear I have. Sorry, had to drink. And now you might be saying, yeah, you can place Praetus. I actually can, and I could place him here, but the difference will be so irrelevant that he's not even useful. And the last spot, the Decimus, in this fight I won't be using him because there are no explosive guys, but let's say you get like the bombs spawning here or the flyers spawning right here, you can just place Decimus, he would tank all the damage, then remove him, and you would place him again in like 10 seconds. It's super fast and super easy. But this is the strategy that I've been using for literally 90% of the rooms. Now, it's true that the level 3 rooms and level 4 are pretty hard, but I want to make some basic content because, to be fair, and I'm going to be like fully honest, for those late rooms, you might even need Lady Alex or some stacked up thing that most people are not going to have. So this is kind of a simple way to do most of them, okay? So it's pretty straightforward. The way this works is a wave come through here, a wave come through this way, and these basic waves are most of the time the same, okay? So you just gotta make sure that the champs you're using are able to kill them pretty fast. If you notice at the bottom, I don't even need to hit the ultimate because Lubu or whatever champ you put here will deal with these guys. These guys are pretty weak, except with some multipliers that make it a bit harder, but there is nothing to worry about. See, this is working so far so good. And yeah, before somebody tells me, oh, but you're using high awakening champs or you're using this or that, yeah, I can literally not reduce the awakening just to record a video, but you guys see that it's not even close. Like, gear is more important. I'm using champs with whatever gear. I have equipped Thalen and Valderon, but Yuso, Lubu and Imiret are running whatever. So you just need better gear. And with harder rooms, you might be saying, yeah, but I cannot do it with worse gear. That's normal, because in the end, this is not content that can be cleared for like a level 60 account. This is content made for kind of end game, the higher rooms. I wouldn't say it is end game content, but level 4 runes can only come from stages 24. So in the end, you could say that harder runes are endgame content, even if you might get them before. So yeah, they are pretty I wouldn't say restricted, but they rely a lot of having good champs and not so much of awakening and gear, because as you can see, these guys from the bottom, they die super easy. And yeah, this is a level 1 room, but even at higher levels, they die super easy. Top 1 is usually harder, okay? So that's why I have equipped these two champs with gear, because on the top side, they are usually a bit stronger, and also the guy that spawned right here, this big guy, can get the buff that makes him unblockable. That's a pretty hard fight to do. But yeah, another alternative you can do most of the time is placing a DPS right here to deal with this guy if he has some kind of modifier. But in general, you can try all you want, and then you just quit the game, reset the app, and call it a day. And you do it once, again, and again, and again, and again, until you get the result you want. Because in the end, going here without testing is pretty, I wouldn't say pretty hard, but it's complicated, yeah. So yeah, this was a pretty bad chest because it was only a level 1. But the explanation is the same, guys. It won't change much. You just do what you can with what you get, and that's it. And level 3 runes are pretty hard, same with level 4. So don't stress too much, try to repeat, try to quit, do it again, and you will make it. So that's it for today, some basics about the runes and how they work. And anything, any question, or whatever you need, let me know in the comments. And that's it, guys. Bye!